The amount of Steve Stoute related videos that I'm dropping today is just mad because why is he the center of everything that's going on right now? But listen, we got footage of Steve Stoute saying and confirming that Drake turned down the Super Bowl. Now, the reason this picture is up is because everybody knows that Steve Stoute is directly connected to Jay-Z. Dame Dash and Nicki Minaj today have called Steve Stoute Jay-Z's mouthpiece. So they are very much connected. We're going to watch him, pretty much confirm that Drake turned down the Super Bowl, but then we're going to listen to the doubters.
I will confirm. Drake was offered the Super Bowl twice.
Wow.
Drake did turn down the Super Bowl twice. And I'm sure if Drake would have said yes, he would have brought Lil Wayne out at some point, right? He probably would have brought out Nicki, which is probably why she's upset, because she's not on stage. But Drake turned it down twice. So there's like this, the NFL, somebody spoke to, no. He turned it down twice, which is fine. He didn't want to do it. But nobody's going to say, damn, why'd you turn it down? You could have got Lil Wayne on, right? Nobody's going to connect that dot. The other thing is that no one seems to think about is why isn't Jay-Z picking himself? Like, he's not even being selfish about it for himself. Why isn't somebody saying, man, you know what? He's actually making a decision based off of what he thinks the best performance is at the right time, music, etc., because he's not even using this moment to satisfy himself. He has catalog. He can rock.
Yeah.
He's nice. He's not even choosing himself. To me, that should be celebrated, that he's not being selfish and he's helping these artists and giving them what they deserve and not being selfish about it and choosing only, Rock Nation acts or himself. Because if it was just that, I could understand it. But for it to come down like this is just, to me, shit is corny. And it makes the hip hop community, the black community, it leaves a stain.
Now listen, people thought it was so far-fetched that he turned down the Super Bowl. You got Charlemagne and Joe Budden. Rory and Maul put out the news. After that, what happened, because you got to think about this very quickly. Rory and Maul have Rockefeller connections. Rory was not just a music executive. He proposed at the Rock Nation brunch, but also Maul is like Big's brother or cousin or something like that. So that's somebody who used to be directly connected to Jay-Z on the record industry side and stuff like that. But listen, they put out that information. Charlemagne and Joe Budden doubted him. Let's re-listen to the doubt.
And I hope
Yeah,
Drake isn't, hey, by the way, I hope Drake isn't doing corny shit like
to the white people
leaking that, I got offered the Super Bowl a bunch of times and I turned it down.
Somebody said that.
Nobody believes that. Yeah, because why wouldn't you do the Super Bowl?
Of course he would.
Of course you would.
Stop.
If you took the time to write a rap that says big as the Super Bowl,
right,
then you understand the magnitude of the Super Bowl and you would absolutely do the Super Bowl.
I think I can see him getting offered it, but him looking at it as like, oh, that's the performance that people who are done kind of do.
I don't believe that.
Like a Vegas record.
Well, let me say this with what you just said. Let's just say hypothetically he did get off, because why right there dispels all of the internet rumors about Jay-Z hating on Drake then. Stupid motherfuckers. Because everybody was saying Jay-Z hates Drake, Jay-Z hates Drake. So if he offered us the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and he turned it down, is that hate? So clearly Jay-Z's not hating on nobody. He's helped Wayne.
That's a good ass point.
If he's offered Drake the Super Bowl, which I don't even believe. I don't believe that happened. But let's just say hypothetically
That's a great point.
Where's the hate?
He either offered you the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's hating.
Or he's hating.
That right there just, right? Mm-hmm. He liked the post about Cam saying, I guess Jay was hating. He didn't say Jay. He just said one person is hating. Yeah. He never said who it was. Post? Champagne Poppy.
Oh, he gotta stop it.
So if you like I saw him like the post. So if you like the post, I forgot what site it was he was on, but if you like the post and then you turn around and say you've been invited to do the Super Bowl and you turned it down,
About this lie is unbelievable.
Why? He's been one of the biggest artists in the world.
I can see him being offered to do it, but I don't see him turning it down.
That means what to the NFL?
It means that he's transcended all genres of people. and it would be a great marketing thing to have him doing the
Drake's
Super Bowl.
going to do a Super Bowl.
The
somewhere.
NFL is the NFL, and if you turn us down the first time, we're not doubling back the next 3 times to see if you want to do it.
That's not what I said. I said I think that the offer could have potentially been
But offered
presented
4 times.
No, I didn't say that. I said the offer could have been presented to him.
Oh
to
man!
do the
Oh
Super
yeah!
Bowl.
I'm not against that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what
against
saying.
that. The NFL is not doubling back. If you turn it down, you turn it down.
Gotcha.
End.
You don't turn it down, for the most part.
Homeboy ain't get fucking more than 1+1 at the Met Gala yet. Them companies that still think they them companies ain't looking at him the way all of us look at him. Sorry, buddy. That just sounded, you know what I mean? And with you doing everything in the world to appeal to anybody that listens to anything out there, there's no evidence in the last few years of your career that you even at the point to turn down the Super Bowl. You just would do that out of arrogance and I'm me, I'm in my bag. Nah, fuck out of here, nigga. But no, he would do the Super Bowl if they called.
He would 100% do the Super Bowl.
And if they wanted him to do the Super Bowl, he would do the Super Bowl.
And not just that,
because they would make it right.
As arrogant as he is, we'd have heard about it. He would have threw that in a verse somewhere or something.
Especially when the hook is as big as the Super Bowl. You and Cole, but I only got offered you the dope. Yeah, he'd have threw that right in our face.
He'd definitely.
Not to say that he won't never do it and don't have the catalog to do it. He 100% can do it.
He should do it.
Shout out to him. And that's the end of that. Ish, I did want to double back to and re-listening to the pod and our dispute about, and then we'll leave. So before we continue, shout out to Chig Smooth for that footage. But people who have turned down the Super Bowl, Michael Jackson, Rihanna, Cardi B, Pink, and Prince. Now listen, man, it's a few things I'm gonna say, man. I could say so much to the Joe Budden clip, and I could really drag this out and make it a 50-minute video. But listen, I'm gonna just say a few things. Just one thing to the Joe Budden clip specifically. The first thing, it's not the NFL, buddy. It's Rock Nation. And it's not even Rock Nation, it's Jay-Z. So the whole you don't turn the NFL doesn't come back and ask twice. Clearly, Joe has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Zero idea what he's talking about. Because Steve Stoute confirmed Drake was asked multiple times. I've seen so many people trying to flip, maybe he was an under-headline. Steve Stoute didn't say that shit. He said he turned that, bruh. He said the shit right there. You seen it. But this happened after the Joe Budden shit. I'm talking about people before as well, just regular people on the internet. But it's Jay-Z, so it's not the NFL doesn't come to you, ask you once, ask you. It's Jay-Z, bruh. It's Jay-Z. So this is not the NFL asking. No. This is Jay-Z asking on behalf of the NFL. Jay-Z is in control of this shit. We know this. So just get that out the way. But it's crazy because Joe Budden is the guy with the sources. He sits up on his podcast. He be knowing shit. And that's what he gets on the podcast. The NFL, it's not the NFL, nigga. Stop it. But the second thing that puzzles me is why so many people think that turning down the Super Bowl is an impossible feat and no artist would do it. Let me let you in on something, and this is crazy to me that these guys didn't mention this. Let me let you in on something that's not a secret, but most people don't know it. The NFL doesn't pay these niggas a fucking dime to do the Super Bowl. Think about this as well. When you talk about people like Adele, Drake, Rihanna, Prince, Michael Jackson, Prince performed well after his prime when he actually did perform. But Michael Jackson performed in the early 90s during his prime. Adele is still fucking shit up. Rihanna is still Rihanna. Drake is still, Drake has not slowed down. He hasn't lost any steam. These are people at their peak. What do you think their booking fee is? You hear people like low tier people, like getting $50K and stuff like that for a show. People who fell off getting $50K for a show. I will believe the people like Adele or Drake are getting booked for something in the hundreds of thousands. I'm not going to throw out $1 million for a show, but I'm pretty sure they get booked for hundreds of thousands. And to go from doing that to doing it for $0 and 0 cents, you're not getting paid. So why do people do it from a business perspective? They do it because of the promotion and how it can impact your brand and how it can help you and et cetera, et cetera. When you look at somebody like Usher, Usher is, we love Usher. Usher is a legend. That's the key word. He's a legend. He is low-key a legacy act. He is well past his prime, but he still does numbers and things like that. When he did the Super Bowl, guess what? It shot up his streams and stuff like that. That's where he gets his kickback. It also gives him relevance and stuff like that, extra relevance, which he doesn't really need, but it helps him in those types of ways. When you look at the actual money that he gets from it and things like that, it's not a crazy trickle down or anything like that. Because even then, if you know what they're paying for streaming, that's not worth doing a free show that costs a lot to produce. And if you go and you look at The Weeknd, I don't know why. I can't sit here and tell you why The Weeknd did the Super Bowl. See, The Weeknd paid $7 million, and you can read the screen. He paid $7 million out his own pocket to do the show, to produce the show, to do the show he wanted to do. That is $7 million. Now, when I look at it, I could say, okay, he wanted to create an iconic moment and be a part of a conversation and just, it's something that will, like the memory of this will live well past this year. It'll be something that he'll be remembered for. It puts him in the houses of all Americans. It makes the brand even stronger. That's why I would think from a business perspective, why he would do it. And even from a legacy perspective, why he would do it. But when it comes to marketing and things like that, the return is more long-term for something like that. It's not a short-term return. But the fact that niggas think that this is something that you absolutely have to do, there is no reason you would turn it down. Listen, man. Like, you done seen Drake give a speech at the Grammys basically saying fuck the Grammys, and he done drank shit out of his Grammy and stuff like that. Like, you done seen him he don't care about that type of stuff as far as like, creating a legacy or any, like, listen, he's created his own legacy through his music. He 100% cares about the music and the production around the music as far as the videos, the beats, et cetera, all that stuff. He cares about his image. He's getting endorsements, et cetera, et cetera. He doesn't need the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not some shit like, it's not some shit that is not turned downable. I just don't understand how people think if you get offered the Super Bowl, you must do it. If they offer Soulja Boy the Super Bowl, that is something he must do. Because Soulja Boy, even though he is a big brand and all of this stuff, and I'm not trying to shit on him, but he is performing right now throughout the Midwest at very small venues. Very small venues that hold less than 2,000 people, more than likely about 300 to 500 people. Soulja Boy is a legend. Everybody knows him. A lot of people love his music or have loved something that he's done over the years. If he gets a look like the Super Bowl and he does the Super Bowl, his booking price more than likely raises around that time. More people begin to call. It's different. It's different for an artist who is long past their peak. And I'm not saying that to be mean or rude or anything. It's just like, it doesn't even have to be Soulja Boy because he gets picked on so much. We'll just even throw out somebody like a Common or even Dipset. Something like that, like anybody. You could name anybody from the 2000s that is not like, most of them are past their peak as far as rappers and stuff like that. Anybody from the 2000s. So any of them doing the Super Bowl, that could increase their booking price. That would increase their attention. That would increase their streams, which would increase revenue. It would really do something great for them. Somebody who is currently at their peak, currently dominating the game like Adele or Drake, they absolutely do not need the Super Bowl. And even somebody like The Weeknd absolutely does not need the Super Bowl. So same with Rihanna, absolutely does not need the Super Bowl, but they did it for whatever reason. with that being said, man, that's all I got for you today, man. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out.